Good day, everyone. I am Malia Eroy, your reporter, your reporter for today. And I'm going to report about busways, wireways, electric motors, and motor ratings. First is busway. What is a busway? Busway, as defined by the National Electrical Manufacturers Association or NEMA, is a prefabricated electrical distribution system consisting of bus bars in a protective enclosure, including straight lengths, fittings, devices, and accessories. Busway transports electricity and connects to electrical gear such as switchgear, panel boards, and transformers. Ang busway daw, as defined by the NEMA or National Electrical Manufacturers Association, is a electrical distribution system na consist of bus bars na ginaprotect pod niya ang bus bar sa sulod. Sunod, ang National Electrical Manufacturers Association is the largest trade association of electrical equipment manufacturers in the United States. It advocates for the industry and publishes standards for electrical products. Ang busway transport po siya electricity o ga-connect sa electrical gear such as switch gear, panel boards, and transformers. Nya ginagamit po siya as an alternative to cable and conduit and is commonly found throughout mission critical facilities, data centers, industrial facilities, large residential complexes, and petrochemical and electrical utilities. Components of busways. Natay 4 ka components sa busways. Ang housing, bus bars, insulating system or insulators, and fittings. Ang housing, kay mao na siya ang enclosure na ga-contain og bus bars, and then ang bus bar kabalo naman ta kung unsa ang bus bar kay naman na siya report ni Chato man siguro to. Then na siya karang conductors na kabalo man punta sa conductor nga naga pass through ang electricity. Then ang insulating system or insulators made of a combination of air, epoxy, and mylar. It separates the conductors from each other to prevent electrical faults. Ang insulating system or insulators kay na siya kanang combination daw sa air, epoxy, and mylar na gina-separate ang mga conductors from each other para ma-prevent ang any electrical faults. Ang fittings, kabalo po taong sa fittings kay na encounter na po na ni siya, such as elbows, offsets, and tees help to properly route busway from one electrical connection or termination. Mao ni ang example sa bus bar. Kari siya wait lang. Kani mao ni siya diri ang housing. Then karing mao ni siyang bus bar kaning kari kaning murag white pa na siya. Then ang insulators or insulating system mo karing red dre nga ga-separate sa bus bars. Then ang ang fittings kay mao ni siya kaning busway fitting elbow ug ang busway fitting T. Na siya. Types of busways. Naatay 2 general types sa busway systems. Ang una is feeder busway, then ang second is plug-in busway. Feeder busway. A feeder is a set of conductors that originate at a main distribution center and supplies one or more secondary or one or more branch circuit distribution centers. It is also used to deliver large amounts of power with low voltage drop. Ang feeder daw is set of conductors na naga-originate sa main distribution like like mga transformers or nga na na og ga-supply siya og kuan one or more kuan secondary or one or more branch circuit nga ga-distribute gyapon siya og kuan power, og naga-deliver pod siya og power with low voltage drop. Three feeders are used in this example. The first feeder is used for various types of power equipment. The second feeder supplies a group of 480 V AC motors. The third feeder is used for 120 volt lighting and receptacles. Next is ang plug-in busway. A plug-in busway is used to provide power top-offs at multiple amps. It makes the power distribution flexible. Power is available anywhere along the busways without necessitating a main service interruption. Thus, equipment can be relocated and placed in operation simply, economically, and quickly, merely by inserting plug-in unit into the nearest busway top-off point. Connections may be made at any point along the busway. Rigid and flexible conduit or flexible bus drop cable extends from the busway to the piece of equipment. Ang plug-in busway kay mura na siya og kanang extension wire nga kung gusto nimo kunwari kanang for example kanang puno, 'di ba pag magamit og kuan kanang extension wire kay pag puno na ang kuan, puno nang isa kasaksakan kay is gamito na to ang extension wire para isaksak dito sa main na saksakan para naapatay masaksakan ulit nga ana para warag kuan siya warag gatap off lang kag kuan ba kanang siya tawag na power para makagamit ka nga na. Then wireways or wire gutters. Wireways or wire gutters. Wireways or wire gutters are sheet metal or non-metallic flame-resistant plastic troughs that serve as a housing that encloses and protects conductors. Access to the enclosure interior is through a hinged door or removable cover. Wire gutters are wireways, typically carry large conductors. Wireways or wire gutters is a sheet metal or non-metallic flame-resistant plastic troughs that serve as a housing nga ga-protect sa atong conductor. Wala siya kanang passageway para wala siya passageway sa mga conductors o gina-protect pod niya ang mga conductors. As well as gina-protect pod ta para dili ta ma-kuryente. And then chapter 18.7 electric motors. An electric motor is an electrical machine that converts electrical energy into mechanical energy. Most electric motors operate through the interaction between the motor's magnetic field and electric current in a wire winding to generate force in the form of torque applied on the motor's shaft. Ang electric motor daw is an electrical machine nag-convert og electrical energy to mechanical energy para mag-move ang machine nga. Then an electric generator is mechanically identical to an electric motor but operates with the reversed flow of power, converting mechanical energy into electrical energy. Ang electric motor kay di ba ga-convert siya og electrical energy to mechanical energy. Ang generator kay urag identical gapon siya pero kuan kanang urag baliktad sila og purpose kay ang generator kay from mechanical energy gina-convert niya to electrical energy. simple terms, they are devices that use electric power to generate motive power. Ang electric motors daw kay nga devices na gagamit og electric power para maka-generate og motive power para mao ganito para maglihok ang ano. Next is motor ratings. Electric motors are rated in horsepower. 1 horsepower is equivalent to 33,000 foot-pounds of work per minute or 550 foot-pounds per second. This is about 1/8 the power of an adult can produce continuously. Electric motors daw kay generate siya in horsepower. Ang 1 horsepower is equivalent sa 33,000 foot-pounds per work 33,000 foot-pounds of work per minute or 550 foot-pounds per second. Ang motor's service factor or ang ginatawag na to na the minimum service factor karang ano siya karang minimum ratio between calculated capacity and average transmitted load for any component of the system. Ina-indicate daw dira ang percentage sa motor na pwede that can be continuously overloaded without developing damage related to overheating. Motors are designed to operate an ambient or surrounding air temperature of 40 degrees Celsius or 104 Fahrenheit degrees. A motor operating above this temperature should be cooled with a blower or fan. Kung mag-operate pa ang motor above sa temperature na 40 degrees Celsius or 104 Fahrenheit degrees, kay dapat i-cool siya og blower or fan kay para dili siya mag-overheat, dili siya magboto nga na. Motors are typically rated for use at an altitude of up to 3,300 feet or 1,000 meters above sea level. The cooling effect of less dense air found at high altitudes is less than air at or near sea level. A motor operated at its full rated horsepower at high altitudes will overheat, so compensation is necessary. So in general, ang motor ratings kay generate na to ang motors para maiwasan nato nga mag-heat ang atong machine or ang atong device para dili siya magboto nga ana. Then wala na man na. Then ikuan na lang nako ang difference sa busway ug wireways. Ang busway kay ang contain siya og single circuit, usually of large capacity, in some cases arranged for power top-offs. Moto ko yung ganiha nga ang busways. Sana to. Ang busways kay ang sulod niya bus bars na usay minsan nga gikan sa may distribution nga center nga ga-supply og power, then usahay po siya karang gaano po siya og power top offs, while ang wireways kay lang siya kanang wala siya passageway nga contain of series of conductors nga na. Example, Table 18.24 approximate full load rating for selected motors in amperes based on horsepower, phase, and line voltage. Mao ni ang under sa horsepower ang sa tawag ani 1/3, kaning 1/3, 1/2, 3/4, 1, 1.5, 2, 3, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, 50, 60, 75, 100, 125 o 150 mga horsepower na sila, and then sa single phase natay 120 volts, 208 volts, 230 volts, and then ang under ana sa single phase nga sa volts kay under sa 120 volts kay natay 7 ampere, 8.4 amperes, 9.6 amperes, 11.8 amperes, 15.6 amperes, 20.8 amperes. Sa 208 volts, natay 3.8 amperes, 4.6 amperes, 5.3 amperes, 6.5 amperes, 9.1 amperes, 11.4 amperes, 18.3 amperes, 25 amperes. Then sa 230 volts kay natay 3.5 amperes, 4.2 amperes, 4.8 amperes, 5.9 amperes, 8.3 amperes, 10.4 amperes, 15.6 amperes, and 23 amperes. Sa 3-phase, natay 208 volts, 240 volts, and 460 volts. Then under ana sa nila kay ang sa 1/3 na horsepower og 208 volts natay 2.1 amperes. Sa 1 half og 1 half horsepower and 208 volts natay 2.6 amperes. Sa 3/4 horsepower and 208 volts natay 3 amperes. Sa 1 horsepower og and 208 volts natay 3.7 amperes. Sa 1.5 horsepower and 208 volts natay 5 amperes. Sa 2 horsepower and 208 volts natay 6.2 amperes. Sa 3 horsepower and sa 208 volts natay 9.8 amperes. Sa 5 horsepower and 208 volts natay 14.5 amperes. Sa 10 horsepower and sa 208 volts natay 29 amperes. Sa 15 horsepower and 208 volts natay 42 amperes. Sa 20 horsepower and sa 208 volts natay 52 amperes, and so on and so forth. Table 18.23. Common sizes of electrical conduit compiled from numerous industrial sources. Diri sa left side, mao ni ato ang trade sizes, which is in inches. Di mo siya maklaro eh. So, sige, klaruhin lang ninyo. Ang sunod niya is electrical metallic tube. Tubing or EMT. Then under siya is outside diameter in inches gapon, inside diameter in inches. Wall thickness in inches, inside area is in inches squared. Then ang rigid conduit metal is same lang gapon siya sa EMT. Og ang intermediate metal conduit or IMC, same lang gapon siya sa EMT. Pati ang PVC Schedule 40 conduit, same na gapon sila sa sa EMT, and ang PVC Schedule 80 conduit, same lang gapon sila. Pero nag-iba lang sila sa diri sa mga values nila. Under sa electrical metallic tubing or EMT, ang outside diameter niya is 0.706 inches in 1/2 inches sa trade size. Then, sa inside diameter niya is 0.622 inches in 1/2 inches sa trade size gahapon. Then, sa wall thickness niya is 0.042 inches in 1/2 inches sa trade size. And ang inside area niya is 0.30 inches squared sa 1/2 na 1 inches na trade size. And that's all. Thank you.